making starter Pokemon types more interesting. Hey Pokemon trainers! Imagine a Pokemon world where you can replace existing types from your favorite Pokemon. In today's discussion, we'll focus on the final evolutionary forms of Grass, Fire, and Water starter Pokemon from selected generations. The modification of their typings will primarily rely on their physical appearances and biology, setting the stage for a separate video where we delve into the resulting type coverages and battle effectiveness. I will focus on giving the starters a more interesting and unique type combination, while avoiding overused combinations such as Water, Ice, or Normal Flying. I'll be excluding these starter Pokemon from the discussion, as I believe their current typings are already fitting. The Dragon type has consistently sparked debates within the fanbase. It encompasses Pokemon inspired by dragons, serpents, wyverns, and even dinosaurs. The first group of starters consist of Charizard, Feraligatr, Sceptile, and Serperior. In my opinion, they should all have an added Dragon type. Furthermore, each of these Pokemon can learn a diverse array of powerful Dragon moves. With its large wings, horned head, and fire-breathing ability, Charizard's dragon-like appearance, reminiscent of creatures from European folklore, aligns perfectly with the Fire and Dragon type. Just like Mega Charizard X, Charizard will then share this type combination with the following Pokemon. Feraligatr appears to be a mix of a crocodile and an alligator, with its more rounded snout resembling an alligator, and separate toes instead of webbed feet, which is closer to a crocodile. Due to its reptilian characteristics, Feraligatr could be appropriately classified as a water and dragon type, similar to Kommo-o, which is based on the Komodo dragon, another reptile with a dragon typing. It shares this type combination with the following final stage Pokemon. Sceptile appears to be a hybrid of a gecko and a velociraptor. Given the prevalence of dragon-type Pokemon inspired by dinosaurs, with the notable ones being Tyrantrum, Baxcalibur, and Raging Bolt, assigning a grass and dragon typing to Sceptile aligns with its physical attributes. This choice is also consistent with Mega Sceptile's typing. It shares this type combination with the following final stage Pokemon. Serperior's design suggests snake or serpent-like qualities. Given the precedent of other serpentine Pokemon having the dragon type, such as Dragonair, Miraidon, and Hydrapple, it is fitting to designate Serperior as a grass and dragon type. Steel-type Pokemon commonly exhibit high defensive stats and boast the most resistances among all types. They generally fall into two categories. The first comprises Pokemon partially or fully mechanized with metallic elements on their bodies, while the second involves Pokemon wielding metallic weapons like swords, shields, or hammers. Blastoise, equipped with two powerful, fully mechanized rocket cannons on its shell capable of firing highly pressurized water jets, is fittingly designated as a water and steel type. This alignment is reinforced by Blastoise's ability to naturally learn Flash Cannon, a steel type move. The only other Pokemon to have this combination is Inteleon. Considering Chesnaught's thick armor covering a large area of its body and remarkable defensive capabilities, it could be intriguing to replace its secondary fighting type with Steel. This adjustment aligns with its protective qualities and is supported by its Pokédex entry, describing its ability to withstand even a bomb blast. This becomes a very unique typing, shared only by two other final stage Pokemon. The Fairy type lacks precise definition, often leaving the fanbase in speculation. It appears to be divided into two main categories. The first includes Pokemon with cute or beautiful physical appearances, while the second comprises those utilizing magical or mystical abilities. Meganium's Pokédex entry notes its breath's ability to revive dead plants and its flower's fragrance calming aggressive feelings. These impressive powers are mystical in nature. Given these attributes, adding the Fairy type to Meganium is fitting. It shares this type combination with the following final stage Pokemon. Delphox, currently a Fire and Psychic type, could benefit from the Fairy type replacing the Psychic type. As a Magician Pokemon with the ability to cast powerful spells with its magic wand, the Fairy type aligns well with the Fire Magician motif. Delphox is known to use its magic to ensnare opponents in fiery vortexes, further supporting the inclusion of the Fairy type. This will make Delphox to have the unique Fire and Fairy type combination. Ground-type Pokemon can be broadly categorized into two groups. The first group consists of subterranean species capable of digging underground or controlling Earth movements. The second group encompasses Pokemon whose habitats are near sandy, muddy, or swampy areas. Typhlosion, seemingly inspired by a honey badger inhabiting dry, arid regions, exhibits excellent digging abilities, capable of digging deep into hard grounds at remarkable speeds. Unsurprisingly, it can learn ground moves like Dig and Earthquake. Given these attributes, a suitable typing for Typhlosion could be Fire and Ground. It shares this type combination with the following final stage Pokemon. Rillaboom, the forest gorilla Pokemon, exhibits a unique ability to control the movement of tree stumps, roots, and vines to attack its enemies. With the capability to manipulate the living forest and control the emergence of roots and vines from underground, it seems fitting to assign Rillaboom the secondary ground typing. This alignment is reinforced by its proficiency in using the Earth Power move to literally control the Earth. It shares this type combination with the following final stage Pokemon. The Dark type in Pokemon seems to fall into two broad categories. The first category includes Pokemon characterized by cruelty, brutality, or outright malevolence. These Pokemon often employ underhanded tactics like Throat Chop, Beat Up, or Sucker Punch to gain the upper hand. The second category consists of Pokemon that are sneaky or stealthy, preferring to launch attacks from the shadows. Inteleon, a Pokemon likely inspired by a chameleon, is portrayed as a sniper utilizing stealth as a key element of surprise. Preferring to analyze opponents from a distance before executing well-timed attacks, Inteleon's motif of operating from the shadows aligns well with the Water and Dark typing. It shares this type combination with the following final stage Pokemon. Fighting-type Pokemon are typically straightforward, often exhibiting strength and muscular builds, favoring short-range melee attacks over ranged assaults. Additionally, some fighting types may incorporate the use of weapons in their battling techniques. Samurott, a Pokemon with a pure water typing, possesses a body adorned with various weapons, including a fin-like tail resembling a warfan, a horn reminiscent of a spear's edge, and bracers on its limbs housing shell swords known as scimitars. With its ability to learn the move Sacred Sword, the concept of Samurott being a proficient weapon user is well established. Considering these characteristics, a fitting typing for Samurott could be Water and Fighting. It shares this type combination with the following final stage Pokemon. And there we have it, the starter Pokemon whose types I have made more accurate and interesting, at least in my opinion. Do you agree? Tell me which starter Pokemon you will change the types for in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.